Hello. Hello. Well, hello. How are you? Oh God, what's the name of the Muppet character that does that? The female, the girl in the band. Hello, how are you? Very weird. All right. What is up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to the pre-stream for Weekend Preview and for Mario Kart. Because I am not going to be doing two pre-streams. I think that's pretty stupid to be doing two pre-streams when I'm really doing the Weekend Preview and then immediately switching over to Mario Kart. Okay. Excuse me. So, just got back from dinner with my parents. And, we went to a seafood restaurant. And probably, quite honestly, except for possibly the couple days that my girlfriend Leanna may be spending with me, coming up in about 2 weeks when she finally gets here with all her stuff, before we move, as we await the movers and as we're packing up, I think right then there might be a chance that we go there again, but it's probably going to be, honestly, the last time that I've ever been to that restaurant. And really, it is kind of finally sinking in that this is now really the final countdown before I leave Connecticut for good. Not to say that I'll never be back, but just saying, as a place of residence. And, this is it. Going to these places is going to be like the last time I do it, right? Pretty crazy to think about that when I've lived in one place my entire life, at least the same general area. And now finally that's all coming to an end. I'm going completely across the country to a different situation. And it's scary. Absolutely it's scary. Because when you really think about it, myself and Leanna will be, not to say alone, but we don't know anyone out there. We don't have family out there. It's an adventure, really, is the way that I look at it, is, the next step of our lives where we are going to be going to a new place and experiencing new things, experiencing life together permanently on a daily basis versus, what we do now where I really only get to see her about a week every month of the year because she lives in a different state than me. Getting accustomed to a lifestyle where I'm going to have a scheduled every day that I have to adhere to, whether it's for my work, which I do now, or whether it's for things around the work, including, now I got a house to clean. I got to, furnish the house. I have to cook the meals and or be a part of the cooking of the meals. Things that when you have a place to yourself, right, you're a bachelor pad. I'm being by myself here since 2009. You think about it, it's kind of like the easy life, right? Because let's face it, I live here alone. And outside for the week or so that my girlfriend visits me, and the 1 or 2 days a week when John Rambo's here or my parents are here, what else happens here? Nothing, right? No one's here to see, what the place looks like. That's why it's kind of been a pigsty. Well, I don't want to say a pigsty because it is clean. It's just so cluttered. And, I've been able to have that for years is because it didn't bother anyone. It didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anyone because no one else was here, right? Now, coming up, it's going to be a different situation. We're going to have more responsibility. I want to keep my work schedule the way it is, but it's going to be, challenging when, we have to schedule a shopping trip once a week to go grocery shopping. We have to schedule laundry, we have to schedule this and that, and of course, all that stuff around my work. I've been thinking about, I'm going to have to get new health insurance because the health insurance I have now is only good for the state of Connecticut. So I'm going to have to get new health insurance. I'm going to have to, go doctor visits and stuff. I'm going to get checked out when I get out there for the first time in years, which I desperately need because I'm sure I got about 500 things medically wrong with me. I'm going to be getting a new driver's license when I'm out there. I'm going to have to, change all my addresses and everything over to be out there and make sure that I get into a regular schedule of paying the bills out there, which is going to be a different situation than it's always been. So there's a lot of stuff to think about. Taking the trash out. Right now, once a week, I usually just bring it over to the dumpsters that we have here at this condo facility, and I throw the trash out there. This new place, there's trash cans that you have to put out once a night on the curbside, and a garbage service comes by and picks it up. Gonna have to get into that schedules. A lot of stuff changes. Little, and it's funny because it's not necessarily any really huge, ginormous changes, right? Some people are like, "Oh no, Phil, you're gonna live with your girlfriend full time for the first time of your life," and I'm like, "Yeah, but we've been together for extended periods of time. We just spent 2 weeks straight, house hunting in Seattle. We've been stuck here during Hurricane Sandy with no power for 2 weeks in the dark, and we survived that. I'm pretty sure we can survive moving into a nice new big house. It's not exactly the most destitute of situations, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's going to be a large number of small changes that I'm going to have to get used to that I think is going to affect me the most. And so I have to make sure that I'm not a scatterbrain, and I gotta have to keep lists of everything, keep everything in order, to make sure I'm not forgetting stuff, because unfortunately it could happen. So, there you have it. That is the kind of the stuff that's bouncing around in my head now that I went into this restaurant, and potentially this was the last time I'll ever eat there, and I'm thinking all this in my head. Wow, this really is the final countdown. Every time I do something now in Connecticut, it may be the last time I ever do it. And it's pretty wild. It is wild living here. I've lived in Connecticut all 32 years of my life, and moving on to a different place is going to be an adventure. I am ready for the challenge, because I know that will be a challenge, but it's also going to be a lot of fun. With great challenges and great diversity and adventure comes also enjoyment and accomplishment and feelings of determination and and victory, right? If we can move down over there and within 2 months the whole house is furnished and we're making everything work, and my schedule finally I'm set and I'm working consistently and everything's back on track, and we have got new filming locations, new series that I'm able to do. I'm able to get a better PC, and I'm doing better video footage for you guys, hopefully better internet where it's not consistently dropping frames on me. There's so much potential for improvement once I get out there, that I think that the fact that, oh no, I'm going to have to adjust my schedule and get used to a few small things, it's definitely worth it. And just the fact that I am going to be able to live with my girlfriend of 2.5 years. I mean, how many people date for 2.5 years before they move in together? In this day and age, actually, it's quite rare, unless you're much, much younger. But for people my age to be dating for that amount of time seriously, and, to be monogamous, not that it was someone who's dating 1,000 people, but to be in a monogamous relationship and not to be able to live with the person is very frustrating. A lot of times, I'm constantly talking to her on the phone, we're talking on our iPads, we're in constant communication, but it's like, it sucks that person can't be there for you, can't be there right next to you when you need them a lot of the times, and that's all going to change. It's all going to change. So, all that popping into my head, okay? And so tonight, weekend preview, gonna start in a minute or two here. It looks like we've got a bunch of people joining the stream. We've almost got up to my 400, which you guys know is kind of my standard for when I should start. And then immediately following the weekend preview, we've got Mario Kart 8. I'm going to be doing the 150cc speed, which is the most difficult speed. Now, there is a mirror mode, which allows you to play the tracks, I think, mirrored or backwards or whatever the hell it is. And that's also quite difficult. But it's pretty much the same difficulty on both. Just one is the normal tracks and one is mirrored mode. But, I want to jump into that and see how well I can do in that tonight. Maybe get through a few of the circuits. In the 150cc mode, people have been saying it's going to probably be really challenging and funny when I fail. And we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, because 100cc was challenging for me, so this could be interesting. Okay. So, going to be a lot of fun, and I thank you for joining me on stream tonight. This week, by the way, oh my goodness, this week is going to be a crazy jam-filled week with a massive variety of content. I'm going to be juggling 3 completely different kinds of games this week. That it's just like, if you can talk about 3 genres that are further from each other, I don't think you could come up with 3 further ones. A suspenseful murder mystery with a supernatural twist, Watch Dogs, the open world technological hacking game, and Street Fighter. Jeez. Yeah, way different. So, here's hoping that it works out. I'm going to explain to you in the weekend preview how we're going to be handling that. Okay? And, Hate Live and the co-op coming up and all the other fun stuff. So, all right. I say, let's go ahead. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get the weekend preview started because I want to at least try to get about an hour and a half worth. I just slammed my foot. Oh, that hurt. I slammed it on my coffee table. Whoa. Well, anyway, I was saying, before I gave myself immense pain, that I wanted to do about 90 minutes of gameplay at least tonight on the stream. Ow. So, yes. So, let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty. Whoa, that's the wrong thing. God damn it, I clicked the wrong button.
You blew it!